Hi everyone, so today I've come to Dudley to meet Nigel and we're going to do a standards check. So if you don't know, a standards check is when instructors have an examiner sit in the back of the car and then watch you do a lesson for about an hour roughly, and then you get a grade at the end of it. And you only get 3 attempts to this, so it's important you can pass it within the 3 attempts. So we'll get straight into the test now, and at the end we'll do debrief and see how you do. Right, let's get going.
Okay. So just before we started, you were talking about being too nervous of going to new places. What exactly is it that makes you nervous for these places? Any ideas?
Well, I think partly because I've tended to do the same routes for year in, year out, so I'm made to practice at it. I hadn't used to be nervous, but when I do go to new places, a lot of the time it's sort of information overload when I get to a new situation. If it's really busy or a big complex junction or a ring road or something like that, and it's just too much to take in all in one go, and I'm really quite worried about going the wrong way up a road or something really drastic that's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, right. So if you were to be driving somewhere new, if you could sort of quantify, say out of 5 or out of 10, how stressful would it be somewhere new at the moment?
It's depending on how complex it
Of course, yeah.
I would say about
say a dirty great big junction you've never seen before in your life. You've got 3 or 4 lanes on approach and you want to turn right.
I would be sorry if 1 was not bothered and 10 was frightened to death, I'd say about a 7.
Oh right, okay.
So I would be really very concerned. I would avoid going.
Yeah. Right, I'm not entirely certain we could find you somewhere totally new today. What I was thinking, I don't know, maybe if we went out and looked at some junctions, obviously, because you can't avoid it when you're driving about, and look at the kind of clues you can pick up on, sort of road signs, road markings, that kind of stuff. So try a bit of awareness of what's going on, a bit of forward planning, what other people might do, which might help you to then look at what's going on around you, pick up clues. Also try and identify what clues it is you need and what clues you can dismiss.
Yeah.
Because you might see road signs that actually pertain to what you want to do.
Okay.
In which case then you can not take any notice of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sort of hone in on what you do want to know. I'll give you an example actually before we start. Do you know what colour primary route signs are?
Green?
They are, yeah. So for example, if you were going from Birmingham to Bristol and you're on an A road, green signs are what you're looking for your directions.
Okay.
White signs would be local directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the green ones are the ones you look for in advance to see where you've got to go, which might help with you planning where you're going to be when you get to a junction or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's just like off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's useful though, because I haven't really thought of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already said local signs are white. What other colour signs might you get?
Brown, I think, for tourist attractions. I don't know if there's any, but that's what I've noticed.
Yeah. What about motorway signs?
Never drive a motorway.
That's what you could maybe look at in future. They're blue.
Okay.
So even on like a sign not on the motorway, you might get a direction sign for the motorway that is blue. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start it up then. We'll go over the. See what we can encounter. And this might sound a stupid question, but how do you know the end of this road's coming up? I know you can see it, but what road markings are there?
I can see the white lines in the middle of the road.
That's right.
And you can see all the traffic. And you can see you can just see it.
Yeah, again, that's a clue. I know it sounds like an obvious thing, doesn't it? You can just see it. What sort of road markings are they, those lines down the middle?
Hazard.
Excellent. So you might actually see the road markings change to hazard lines as you're approaching a junction or something.
Yeah.
Again, that's another bit of a clue.
Okay.
Okay, let's go and have a look then.
Okay.
see what we can do. Might want to start up first.
Oh yeah.
Do you always pop your seat long before you go away?
Usually. Yeah.
Is it always necessary to give a signal?
I'd have thought unless you're absolutely certain that there's nobody
Fair enough,
who can
yeah.
see.
I'd like to take the next trail on the left, please. Just keep slowing your speed, like. So if you do give a signal to pull line, when should you give it? Before you found your bite or after?
I'd have said after.
Yeah, and when did you give yours?
Probably before.
Yeah. That means you're not actually ready to go, are you, when you pull the signal? So these lines here, what have we got down the middle of the road?
Those hazard.
Indeed they are. As you're, that's okay, an experienced driver, I'm going to leave an awful lot of the decision making to you.
Okay.
Hopefully. I'm not going to step in now and again if I need to. Speaking of stepping in, I've got dual controls.
Okay.
I'm not anticipating using them.
Okay.
And also there's a bit more weight in the car than normal as well. So.
Yeah, I just realised.
That's a nice stop. Just before we encounter one, because we might do at some point, if you want to turn right at a junction where you've got, say, 4 lanes, which lane might you use?
4 lanes. I would have thought the 2.
The 2 right-hand lanes, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that we're ready just now. At the roundabout, follow the road straight ahead, please.
Into the south gear mode. I usually do.
Best avoid it if you can.
Pardon?
That's best avoided if you can. Might be worth actually getting you to navigate a little bit after as well.
Okay.
I haven't mentioned all these traffic lights we've been approaching, but it's fairly obvious you've got them now. You can see them big up.
Yeah, I'm okay. Well, usually anyway. I don't see. as ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. You can actually use either lane to go ahead at this point.
Okay.
Oh, quite sneaky, I nipped across there. So I look until
Oh, actually, you can go ahead from that one as well.
You can as well. I mean, if you manage to get across like that without upsetting anybody, that's fine. You can do that too. You checked, you indicated you got it across. Any idea how we know how to position the car through the roundabout?
I'll follow the lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice on the bigger ones when they put the lanes in. It's actually the third exit we've got.
This one?
Yes, please. So any idea how we get to West Bromwich?
It's sort of that way.
Is that because you know?
Yeah, but I don't like this junction. No,
Oh, right. Can you see a sign anywhere which might tell you where it is?
the green one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know when you pull away and you check that mirror, do you think you should be checking your other mirrors as well?
Yes, and you know, I thought that after I'd done it, and I thought,
So you can pick the correct lane here for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, we'll find the lane off to our left, also goes ahead,
Yes.
and when you're through the junction, it narrows down to one lane fairly swiftly. Again, nothing wrong with using this lane to go ahead, because they're both marked up for ahead.
But it's going to
You're going to have to watch out for merging with traffic off to your left. Do you know why you would check both your door mirrors when you pull away?
in case there was a bike there.
Yeah. In fact, we had a motorbike come past us who was slowing down, didn't we? Back of the lights, but that motorbike, do you reckon he'll be slow away or quick away?
Quick,
What about the lorry?
slow.
Yeah. Well, that might give you a chance to get past him.
Yeah.
Depends on what kind of speed the other cars in front take off at as well.
Okay.
But that's something worth planning, isn't it? You've got a slower vehicle to your left. You might be able to out-accelerate it. And obviously don't drag racing.
I wasn't even aware of that there was a cycle, you know.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I didn't say we should check before we pull away.
Sorry. I'm going to tuck in behind this
Okay.
blue car.
If you reckon it's safe to do it, go for it. You can always hang on if there's still a bit of space left. That's okay. Approaching 30, do you know what your stopping distance is for that kind of speed?
About that far.
It could do with being a little That's better. Yeah, I mean, we're not actually doing 30 now, so that's fine. Notice what we've got off to our left in the road.
Cycle lane. Lorry behind us, just a little close.
Yes, just give it a go. You tell me which way we're going to go to get to West Brom.
Okay, green sign, so I think it's straight on, yeah.
It is, yeah. That's good. We could, if you wanted to, pull up a little bit closer, but you're fine.
Okay.
Why is it not a good idea to pull up too close to a car queue?
In case they stop, in case they got to.
Yeah, quiet. So when the lights change, or if you can't see the lights when the traffic starts to move, where do we check?
Left-hand mirror particularly,
Yeah.
I suppose all of them really.
Yeah, if you can't just get all in one quick sweep ahead. Hang on to no claims bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Further back, how does that improve your visibility with what's going on in front?
As you can see round more easily.
Yeah. So if you can see what's going on in front to the van, how would that help you with your driving?
I suppose you can plan when you're going to stop.
Yeah, you might even find you on the brakes before the van driver if you're looking at what's going on in front.
West Bromwich.
At the moment, yeah.
West Bromwich straight on. I think third, don't you?
You can't always afford to do it. Still trying to get to West Brom.
Okay.
So is there any road signs that may or may not give us a clue? Any road markings that might give us a clue as to where to be as well?
Straight on.
Good. Which lane would you normally use to go straight on at a roundabout?
The left-hand lane.
bit of local knowledge. Sometimes you'll find that the locals use different lanes to what you'd expect.
Yeah.
This roundabout, you often get people using the left lane for left only. You can go straight on, it's not marked up for that. However, can I just point something out to you?
Yeah.
If you look at the traffic queuing on the roundabout,
Yeah.
you might be better off using the centre lane, might give you more of a chance to get around it.
So this is the left lane, so I need to turn right and sort of...
You just need to pop into the centre lane, which is where that red car is at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine.
I'm giving that lorry a little bit of room.
Well, that's popped in, was it off? Actually. Ditto. Look at the traffic queuing over there, so we might just make a gap for you.
So have I got priority now?
You can go, yeah, and leaving it clear. That's good, that's good. What lane should you leave in?
Left-hand lane?
Yeah. Excellent.
That was horrible.
It's awful, isn't it? Yeah. You actually cope quite nicely with that. You seemed a bit uncertain about whether you could or couldn't go.
I was trying to think then, how did I know? I had to ask you.
Well, the road marking said keep clear, so people had stopped and were leaving it clear, so there was a gap. You might not be able to see this road sign. But you might. Oh yeah, you can now. So where are we going? Where's the road?
Right, so I'll need a right handle. No,
Do we?
it says right
Good.
from here.
Good.
So I would imagine if I signal,
Excellent.
that
Excellent.
will be sufficient.
This is one of those rarities where you can use the left lane to turn right.
You see what I mean? In the heat of the moment back there,
Yeah.
I was thinking I've got to give way to the traffic on the left.
On the right.
Which, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm just going to concentrate on this bit.
Yeah. Get this out of the way first. Got anything off to our right that we need to be concerned about?
No.
That's fine. Very good. Yeah, back at that nasty roundabout, you got road markers who said keep clear, and the traffic was keeping it clear. I know you give way to the right, so you check to your right. If you check to the left, they were queuing, nobody could go through and keep clear.
Yeah.
So that made a gap for you to get out. You see. Something to be on the lookout for. Okay, at the next roundabout, I'm going to ask you to turn left. Is there any clue as to which lane you might use?
Left-hand lane.
Can you see a sign telling you in advance which lane you might need?
I can see a sign. Oh yeah. Yeah, the left-hand one was overgrown. There was one in the middle.
Any idea what we're approaching here?
No. Well, do you mean the zebra crossing?
It's a level crossing. Right?
Yes.
And take the road off to the left of the lights, please. What would you do if you broke down on one?
God knows.
You could very
Get
quick-
out the car and
yeah.
push as long as there wasn't any flashing lights.
You could very quickly try and start the car if you didn't go get out, get your passengers out.
Yeah.
Often there's an emergency phone where you can phone up. I'll tell you whether you've got time to shove the car out of the way or not. And if you haven't, phone your insurance company.
Good news.
To a traffic light control junction in a bit. Might be looking for clues as to where we need to be to go ahead. Of course, if it's just road markings, you might not be able to see them if there's a queue. But there is a sign there, you see, on the lamppost.
Oh yes, right and lane. Yes, so I was watching out for those people crossing as well,
That's fair enough.
and I nearly missed that sign.
That's how easy it is to miss something. From here, I don't think you can see. From here, I can see the road marking for the left lane, which is telling you it's left only.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were sort of positioned over there, you might see that and
I
realise it
can't
wasn't
see
the lane
it.
that you needed.
I can see that left hand is straight on.
You'd reach the point of no return and you're in.
Yeah.
It's all these diagonal stripes in the road all about. So,
I think it's because you shouldn't drive in there.
it's to separate the traffic out, you're quite right. You shouldn't drive in it. If the diagonal stripes have got a solid line around them, what do you reckon that means?
That you mustn't go in there.
Yeah. Obviously in an emergency to avoid an accident, you do, but as a rule you mustn't go in there.
Is it 40 along here?
You tell me, any clues?
I suppose those. Generally, the lampposts are quite spaced out, but it's built up. I would go for 30. I haven't seen anything that says otherwise.
You're quite right, it is 30. And the lampposts aren't that spaced. If they're spaced out enough for it to be faster than 30, it looks like there's virtually no lamppost.
Okay.
Can you see a bob and a catch? This roundabout's a strange one. I'll tell you about this in advance. It's the second exit we want for Wednesbury.
You want to go to Wednesbury?
Slightly off to the right it is.
Do I need a signal?
Wouldn't hurt. if it does help to confirm that you are going out across that way rather than going straight on, I'll pop in the signal. And at the mini roundabout, we're going to follow us about the first exit, please. Slightly off to the left.
Oh yeah.
Oops. Did you not see the mini roundabout at all?
No, but I didn't see it as a mini roundabout. Not until I was very close.
Might be worth just dropping the speed if you're not always certain where you're going. Just give yourself time to have a bit of a look. What does the sign look like that tells you you're approaching a mini roundabout?
It's got the sign of a little
Yeah, what shape is the sign?
round.
It is, yeah. Like a blue background.
It's because the sun's a bit,
Yeah, it doesn't
and I
help.
think if it just catches you at the wrong time.
Yeah, unfortunately there was nobody coming. It could have been.
I know.
Like to follow the road to Dudley, please. The sign.
To the left. Okay. I can see this one, don't worry. Now, my temptation is to go around this.
I wouldn't, because I know where we're going next.
Okay.
We're still following the signs to Dudley. See it?
Straight on.
Left.
Left.
Left is for Dudley. Did you not see that?
Now again, it's
No, the sunshine.
I was trying to go from memory then. I would have gone straight on and dealt with
At
this.
the next roundabout we'll need to turn right for Dudley.
Okay.
Actually, we don't need to tip to them, so we need to turn right.
Turn right?
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so you can get across now. I think you're in your space. Okay, maybe not.
No.
That's fine. Just pop the right hand signal on, see if you can leave out before the lorry. Excellent. Yeah, it's quite possible. I was a bit late getting you across there. Yeah, so you made that.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. With hindsight and thinking about it, what we should do if you can't get where you want to go. Well done. What do you reckon? If you can't actually change lanes in time to go where you want to go, what do you do?
Go straight on low.
Here you go, somewhere else.
Sort it out somewhere else.
Might be an idea to wear your sunglasses.
I think so.
The roundabout follow the road ahead. It's the second exit. It's marked off
Yeah,
for
I
Dudley.
can see Dudley. assuming right hand lane.
In advance you're likely to be turning right, where might you try and position your car on your post or something?
Right, as right as you can get.
Yeah. Did you feel that you started getting over to the right as soon as you could back around?
No, I think I suppose because I was thinking about the fact that it might not just be the right hand lane, I was sort of hanging back a little. And then I thought, right hand lane's good enough. And I went.
Well, you checked your mirrors, it was clear, you can move it across, that was okay. Those few moments while we were stopped there, waiting for that car to emerge, while it was across our path, who or what might have got alongside us while we were stationed?
Bike. I didn't check. It's a bad habit, isn't it?
Actually, you check a lot. It's just now and again.
Yeah, I know, but it's a time you forget.
That's really
so
true.
it's got to be a good. I will watch that. Am I in third gear? That's a bit optimistic.
It's often a bit of a crawl through here this time of day.
Yeah. It's probably rush hour, isn't it, wherever you go?
Nice, you know, you just kept your speed down and let those drivers choose whether they felt they could go or not.
Yeah. Give them a chance to just get on with it. Good. I sussed it. Box junction.
When can you legally sit in a box junction?
Isn't it when you're turning right?
Yeah.
Is that?
That's correct.
I'm not making that up.
No, you're correct. It's when you're making a turn to the right. Your exit's still got to be clear. It's if you're waiting for the oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
If there was somebody already in the box turning, could you follow them in?
No.
That's quite true.
No, my understanding of it was that your exit's got to be clear. You know, you've got to be able to drive through.
Yeah. If all you're doing is waiting for a gap in the oncoming, that's okay. stay where it is, you know, you keep checking where it is.
I think it's because the weight in the car feels different, and the car feels different to how I perceive it should in a particular gear, and I think I've probably wrong geared myself.
Once or twice.
I think that's the house.
Yeah, you're through that. Junction at the top of the hill. I'll tell you in advance so you can try and plan this a little bit. We are going to be turning right. Remind me again, as a rule, where do we need to be if we're turning right?
In the right hand lane.
Yeah.
Unless you see other side, otherwise.
Yeah. Dudley's quite peculiar actually. There are quite a few junctions where you can turn right from the left lane. This isn't one of them, but there are quite a few knocking about.
At least the middle. Oh no, that's that other right. Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't do that.
That's all right actually, because you've cancelled it. What about just nipping around that car? Could you do that?
Yeah.
That's fine. If they don't want to turn right, we do.
Okay.
As long as you check and make sure it's safe to do it, that's okay. Enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's not as bad decide as you think. For a start off, when we get the green light, there's only us turning right and the traffic opposite us turning right moving. So it's not as if you're sitting in the middle waiting for a gap.
Okay.
What about positioning? Where might you put the car?
I'm looking. Right, they're coming there from as far over as I can get before I turn right, I'd say, because.
Yeah. What could you do as you pull forward? What could you do to find out where you want to be?
I can see a bollard there.
Good.
I can see it.
Well, this is probably a daft question to ask an experienced driver, but having turned right, which lane should we use when we've turned?
Left.
Yeah. Unless of course you're planning to turn right again, which we're not.
This is a junction I would normally avoid and doing this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's quite good.
So as you go out, have a look to your right. It does help with the positioning. That's it. Popping the steering on. There you go. That's it. Got it.
Yeah. You see, I would have avoided that.
Very nice, almost chauffeurisque stop. On a 40 mile an hour road, granted there's a white car in front going a bit slower. What gear could we be in?
Fifth. Good Lord. I forgot I've got one of those.
Used appropriately could save you a bit of fuel.
Yes. I did. I completely forgot I've got one. Gonna say I
Go uphill, doesn't it?
but the thought was there, as you told me, the thought was there.
I think drivers in front might be doing for that car, so anyway, you can see what they're doing.
Yeah, I can see.
That's good. Is that a good time to change?
No, it wasn't. No, I should have stayed in third a bit longer.
Take the next one on the left, please. way to that big junction for you then? The one back by Tesco.
Well, I did it, which I normally wouldn't do, and not too bad actually. Yeah,
Would you
better than I probably thought.
Would you attempt it by yourself, or would you want another crack at it with me with you?
I think I'd have a go. To be honest, because I mean, I do know that junction, but not from that angle.
Yeah.
I would avoid that. Rather than do that, I would go a different way. Because if you go further up, there's like a covered turn where you actually get your go. And I tend to avoid that particular right turn that we did. What brutal.
Please, any clues as to where it might be?
I can see a sign there.
Yeah. Wear sunglasses next time the sun's out. You're having to do a lot of this lesson driving one-handed.
I know, which is awful,
ideal,
but I can't drive blind.
Quite. Take the next road on the right.
It's because it's low. It's lower than visor.
Yeah. On the left, please. Call it straight on at the next junction.
Okay.
It is slightly offset.
Yeah. Where that car's come from.
End of the road to the left, please. And then take the next road on the right. See the way everyone's parked up on the curb like this?
Yeah.
Is that legal?
No, but nobody enforces that.
They do in places. I don't here because in never get buzzes up and down the road if people didn't do that. Is it worth popping it into third?
No. I've just come to that decision.
You've also probably got a very good idea where you are now.
Yeah.
We will stick it up on the curb across the drive.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'd like to turn off, so you know, 12 very much. Well, that was a bit of a drive run, wasn't it? We had, apart from that incident where we left it too late to change lanes, I must admit I do feel partly responsible for that. I was a little bit late with the instruction to get across. How do you feel that went?
It did help because I went through a few junctions, particularly on the way to West Bromwich, and then the Tesco Island.
Yeah.
Which normally, I mean, they are around
Tesco
here.
Island. Oh, you mean the Tesco Junction?
They're just Tesco Junction.
Yeah.
Which normally I would have avoided, in places that I probably would like to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't go because I know what's on the way there.
Yeah.
So just knowing what's there and how to tackle it has helped, and I think it'll probably help with sort of unseeing
I was just going to
things
say,
that are similar.
Just going to say, yeah. Do you think, like, if you're in a strange town, you could then equate something totally new to something you'd seen previously? We've just said that, haven't we?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm there yet, you know, or anywhere near, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think it's sort of a quick fix. But
it's a confidence thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But I think being able to tackle things near home that are more difficult will give me more confidence.
Yeah.
To go out there and try new things.
That's something. That's good.
You know, so I would certainly go there again to reinforce it.
So how is the confidence, if we had to put a figure on it compared to how we started? Has it got any better? Is it the same? Is it worse because we had a bit of problem changing lanes on the post?
No, because I mean, when you've been driving for 30 odd, you know what I mean? That sort of thing happens now and again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You just try and breathe a sigh of relief and learn from it. So no, that hasn't shaken me up at all. That's okay. I feel more confident, certainly, because I feel like I would like to go back and do those again on my own before I see you again.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
so
good.
In that respect, I feel up for having a go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas previously I wouldn't.
Yeah. What about?
But I wouldn't go around Birmingham city centre on my own. If you understand me.
Yeah. What about the time of day? Would you go and try it on your own? Would you have a crack at 5 o'clock like we've just done, or would you?
No, I'd go around at a quieter time so that I felt more comfortable. That I'd got more time.
Yeah.
To sort things out and knew the layout better.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I think with a couple of goes round like that, I'd be able to cope to busier time.
Yeah, so your confidence at the start was sort of, with 10 being terrible, it was about 7, wasn't it? I think you said. What do you reckon now? You got a 6 out of it, you think?
Well, I feel quite geared up to sort of trying again, so which I think is maybe a 5.
That's good.
You know, I do feel I could have a go at other things.
That's good. Well, certainly then next time we could go out, take a look at some more of those kinds of junctions. Possibly me saying a bit less still.
Yeah.
You know, from time to time I'll point things out
Looking for road signs, actually, I thought was something. I know they're there, but I don't always look for green, and that was a good sort of tip, I think, that I hadn't realised.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually something you could use. Just imagine for a moment, you're on your way to Bristol, and the M5's closed, and they get you off the M5. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you going to get to Bristol? It's going to be green.
Yeah.
All the road sign. I mean, they might have a diversion marked up. They might not if it's just happened, you know. So
Yes.
again, that's a clue, isn't it? That's something you could use. So, yeah, that could be useful for you. Yeah. Well, I'm quite pleased with the way that's gone today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
So what do you think of that then, compared to a normal lesson?
Oh, gosh. I actually felt a bit less in control of that than I would a normal lesson.
Why is that?
Because she's an experienced driver. She was doing a lot of her own bath. And I genuinely didn't really quite know how to pitch it.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get so many experienced. Well, I don't. It depends where you go. But yeah. So overall, the result will be, what do you reckon? Before I show you.
I dread to think I doubt it past it because I just feel not particularly good at the moment.
Do you mind saying about your previous tests, or don't you want to say?
I can say, yeah.
Just tell people about your last test.
Well,
what your situation?
Okay, I've had 2 standards tests. The first one, I missed a pass by a couple of marks. And thought, okay, fair enough. You know, I'll have a look on the internet, try and tweak a few things, and hopefully we'll get that pass. I mean, I'm not looking to sort of be a grade A or anything. Just to stay on the register would be nice.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll tweak a few things, give it a try. You know, went out again with an experienced driver. And funnily enough, we had an incident which I never saw it coming, much to my chagrin. I mean, I beat myself up over this. Not dissimilar to a totally different incident, but not dissimilar to what happened on today's.
With that lane.
Listen, with that lane change, yeah. And again, I beat myself up over things like that because I should see that coming. I should be able to sort that out before we get there. And that knocked me down in the what is it?
Risk management.
Risk management, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see everything though. So overall you get the B. It's
Really?
got a high B, yeah?
Really?
So you got 41 overall. So you only 1 or...
Pardon
let me get it right, let's check. You're only 2 off an A. So you're very close to an A there. So a different day could be an A, yeah? So I don't know why you failed before. I can't see any reason why you failed 2 before. So if I go over some of the bad, because there's not much bad, so I'll take less time.
Well.
So if you start at the beginning, you'll get on the bad. There's only about 2 bad points in the whole lot.
Well.
So you said the topic was driving in unfamiliar areas. Well, I called it independent driving, but you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
There was loads of info that was good. Because you said about, you was talking about the road signs, different colours, the white, the blue, all that was all good. She said she set herself as at 7. The only thing you got to watch there is what didn't you do. She did it for you, so you kind of got away with that, but what do you need to do when you set the scale? What needs to be done?
I'll set which end is...
Yeah, that's it. Because she helped you there, she jumped in and she said, if 10 was the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very important now, if you just say 7, they could think 7's good, but you think 7's bad. So always be careful of that.
I suppose at that point, if she gave me a number, I would say, which one's worse.
That's it.
I hope.
It did happen, it's good. It's just make sure you do that, because that's always important.
Yeah.
A lot of people do scaling and they forget to actually say what scale is.
That makes perfect sense, yeah.
So be careful of that. So you talked about the clues, that was good, because you were getting it to think. That's what it's all about, getting the pupils to think.
Yeah.
You didn't just give her all the answers, you made her think about the clues, the road signs. You asked her which is suitable, which... all of this kind of stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read my own writing, but when you drive, when it's drive, it's quite hard. You mentioned about hazard lines, that was good.
Yeah.
About those kind of things. Look, these ones at the beginning. So you got off to a good start, which is always important. You said about the colour signs, which is good, because that's the big clue. A lot of people don't know that. I actually didn't know.
Yeah.
About the A roads and the B. Well, I didn't even mention B roads, but we did A roads, motorways.
Yeah.
You mentioned...
call it the local roads, which is like the white sign. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So you mentioned the tourist signs, I think.
Yeah.
Because the only place I know around here is Dudley Castle.
Yeah.
I've been there, but that's about the only place I know. So you mentioned all that. That was all good. The only little thing I gotta watch with the beginning is when you agreed who's going to be responsible for what.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
Oh, you're already moving.
Yeah, that's it. So just make sure you do it now right at the beginning, because you did it quite soon.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I did that. We started off and I thought, oh, sugar. I haven't,
yeah, you haven't said it all.
I haven't said, yeah.
So you did it, I think it was it this road or next one? You did it very early on, so that was good. Just make sure you said them right at the beginning, because otherwise you could move off here, they crash on that junction, and you say, by the way, you're responsible for braking. They don't know. So always make sure that's right at the beginning. But you did put it in, so you're doing it just that bit earlier. It's the same with the stuff about the weight. You mentioned it, but a bit of into the lesson.
Yeah.
So when you say about the weight, that was a good start. It's just a few things you got to mention about the about the weight, the dual controls, and make sure you get the set of balls. Most of this is all good though. I've heard they actually set the aims before moving. So just going to read through what I put. There's a few times you could get to do a bit more on their own. This is the negative stuff, but everything I don't say is good. So they always mention the negative.
Oh, of course.
But everything's good, really. There's only a few times there was a sign for broken lights.
I saw that as well.
Yeah, where you mentioned those kind of things, just to get her thinking about that. There's sometimes later on where I thought you were sort of telling her a little bit too much, like you were saying, go right. There's one roundabout by, where was it now? I wrote it down. There's one by, you said follow West Brom, but there wasn't a sign for West Brom.
Yeah.
But there was one for Tipton. So instead you could say follow Tipton.
Yeah.
Just to get her doing everything on her own. Because you were doing about half of them she was doing, but half you were doing.
Yeah.
So if you get her doing all that on her own, because the level she's at, she could do that. So that was good. That's the only reason you didn't get quite full on some of these, because you weren't quite doing every last bit that you could. It's very hard to get through. You got lots of threes. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 threes. So you're doing really well. You can tell it's home and have a look at this. But that's really good. That's the only reason you got marked down on some, just for the structure and that, because he wasn't quite, like if you did everything so she had to follow all the signs, that'd be great. There's one where you went left by an Aldi towards the end.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but you could have said things like follow the parking sign for Aldi instead of saying to her. Just little things like that. So it's really good. There's loads of good stuff.
I suppose I'm still sort of geared up to actual learners.
It's hard, because when you sometimes you get to tell which gear you want to move off. And they've been driving for 20 years or so. So it's quite hard that. There's a lot of good examples, because there's a box here. Just trying to find it. Did use where opportunities and examples used to clarify learning outcomes. You did a lot of those well. Oh, you had that bike that overtook. You said about a motorbike. You said about local drivers. That was good, because about choosing them on different lanes. Some people know the lanes. It's easier. There's a lot of good stuff where you got to go in the middle lane, the centre lane instead of the left one. That was good, because the level she actually should be doing that. If you do that with the learn, you don't really need to, because learners are not expected, to do that. But for an experienced driver, that was good. It's good feedback as well. Good one with the lanes, where you said about it's rare that you get one where you go right in the left lane, because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just go right lane all the time, and they don't even know you can go in the left lane. So there's loads of good stuff. A couple of things I know why you didn't do them. This is what I would say to you. The one where you talked about the keep clear.
Yeah.
But you didn't get to do another one. That's the only thing. I know because of the time of day and the route, it's hard to do that, because you can't just change it all. But what I want you to do really is go back and try another one. So if they're at trouble,
but still be there. Trying that.
That's it. It's quite hard to actually get back and do another one. There's one good one where she said something really important. You were talking about the signs, and she said she was looking out for the people. So what I'd say to her there is ask her which one's more important.
Yeah.
Is it more important to the signs or the people? Because she got it really good. She saw the people. That's more important, of course, than seeing a road sign. So that was good. That's the kind of thing, though, that they're aiming at more now. That's when I say they, that's the DVSA. Trying to get people to think about it more. So even though she might have seen it as bad, because she said, oh, I missed the sign, that was actually better. It's no good seeing the sign and knowing people don't. So you can sort of turn bad into good.
Yeah.
It was also good when you asked her the question about, she said, is it 40 or 30? And you got to think about the answer herself. That was good, because you could have just said 30 and she wouldn't learn. But that was good. That's good. Also, the one about the Mercedes, that one where they pulled up suddenly, I don't know what it looked at me like, it's fairly suddenly pulling up on the left. Or where the hazard lights are nodding. That was good. She gave her good feedback. That's all I wrote was a bit too much help with directions. So I could have asked her more. So I'd say to her next time, I'm not going to answer it all, unless it's like safety critical if you've got to. I'd say I'm not going to answer, it's up to you. If she's saying which way is it, just say, well, what do you think? Yeah, trying to put it all back on her.
Yeah.
That's what they want to see, kind of get people thinking.
I am concerned about leaving it too late,
That's it, that's
like
good.
I did with that roundabout.
That's it.
That's
There's a
anything.
fine line, yeah, because you could be asking so much, and the examiner's thinking, tell them.
Yeah,
Tell them,
exactly, yeah.
he's thinking, ask them. So
Yeah.
it is very hard to get that balance. I do that a lot myself, so it's hard. At the end, those cooks, the people said, I like the lesson. By the big crossroad, she said she liked it. That's what they want to hear, because that's what they should be saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she said she got better. She got to a 5, which is kind of better than a 7 on the scale you used. That's what's important, because a 5 would normally be worse than a 7.
Yeah.
Because it's a lower number. It doesn't matter what order you do it in.
Well, exactly.
You can say
She
one's the
should be
best.
better, yeah.
But if you haven't said that, the examiner might take a 5. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
Even though what she said was really good.
Yeah, to be honest, after that roundabout, I did think she was going to say the confidence hadn't improved at all. 'Cause,
That one with the line wasn't that bad. It looked to me, because I could see it was a silver van or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the mirror. It wasn't that bad, really. I mean, it's good you did it, but it wasn't like she was going to crash it. It wasn't.
Yeah.
You had to do what you did, but it wasn't like awful. It wasn't like you're swerving or
I
whatever.
mean, as luck, there was a big lorry. She's got obviously a lot less acceleration than us,
Yeah.
so we could get out and get round.
Yeah, so overall you got 41, which is a very high B,
Well,
which is good. So it's almost an A.
I'll tell you what is interesting is I genuinely can't tell, because I did those 2 genuine standard tests and thought I'd done okay.
Yeah, so
And I was getting progressively worse.
Yeah.
And I've done this one knowing full well that the DVSA obviously think I'm not up to scratch. And then you tell me I've got a high B. And
I don't know why you failed too. It must just be the day. Like the safety of the risk management, that's probably what it was, more, because today you got quite high scores there.
I know.
If you hadn't gone for the wheel, that would have been a fail. That's how fine it is.
Yeah.
If that car blew the horn or something, or the van, that's all you need. If she swerves, they blow the horn, it's gone.
I mean,
That's a fine line.
That's one of the things about bike stuff I'm quite confident with. I think the risk management on the previous one, we ended up stopped in the box junction.
Oh, right, yeah. That'd be why.
Yeah.
But what I've seen today, I could only mark what I see, is what examiners say. And what you've done there is an easy pass. The scale was a bit high. So even if you didn't do that well, you'd still pass. So there's no reason why you shouldn't pass.
Right.
If you just do those things, I'd say, just like set the rolls, make sure the scaling's clear.
Yeah.
Try and get it, if you take her again, get her doing everything. But one thing was really good as a route, that was a great route, because I put it down as a 3 for that, which comes under where the practice area is suitable, definitely. Because that was a great route, it was really hard. That was horrible, all the junctions you had. If you'd have gone round the block here, that would have been no good. But she was really challenged.
Yeah.
So your route plan's really good. So yeah, overall you passed, you got to be.
Well.
And probably an A, because to be fair, you'd probably get higher on some of these. I'll try and mark stricter, so not to be too lenient, but there's not a lot to mark down. Is there any questions from you?
Well, going back to my second standards test, obviously you weren't there to see it,
Yeah.
but it was 8:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And what I'd got in mind, because it was the same pupil,
Yeah.
was the route we've just done, but at 8:30 in the morning we wouldn't have got very far.
Yeah, that's
So,
it. Yeah.
so I did a different route, which according to the examiner wasn't challenging enough.
That one certainly was. Yeah. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That route's great, because you should have your other one soon.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a third one, they'll make it quite soon. Do you know on the third one you normally get a different examiner? I don't know if you've had the same examiner.
I've had the same examiner twice.
Normally they send a more senior one. I don't want to worry about it. They're called DTAMs, because they used to be called SEs.
That's right.
Now they're DTAMs. The Sen will call it DT CRAM, which is a DTQAM, which is a driver trainer quality assessment manager.
Right.
So it's like a senior one, but that doesn't make it harder. It's fairer. I don't know for sure they do it, because since I've done this, I've never actually had anyone go to a third attempt.
Right.
So they would have
New ground for you, isn't it? Yeah.
But everyone who's ever tried with me is passed next time, if that helps. I know one day that won't happen, but everyone who's ever done this has gone on to pass. So hopefully that should help you out.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So if you let me know what it is, let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason why you shouldn't pass. Unfortunately, I can't be your pupil. That's the only rule. So I've got an instructor, but otherwise I'd help you out. But
Oh, bless you.
no, that's good.